Imagine you have two closed boxes in front of you, A and B. One has an apple inside and the other is empty. You don't have any obvious clues about which one holds the apple, but something in you just feels that the apple is in one specific box. You didn't logically figure it out, you just have an inner hunch or instinct guiding your decision. I'll present in the video which box had the apple inside. It's just a simple way to see how your intuition guides you in a real-world scenario. Now, is this voice something we can trust? What if it's wrong? Is it our conscience? Is it based on the information stored in our subconscious? Do we feed this little voice beforehand? Why don't we hear it all the time? Why does reasoning always contradict or judge this little voice? How does someone interpret this little voice? Is it literal or metaphorical? But first, we must know which voice is that, right? Is it the voice of God? Intuition is the ability to understand something instinctively, without any need for conscious reasoning or an explanation. The use of intuition is sometimes referred to as responding to a gut feeling or trusting your gut. Intuition is sometimes described as a sixth sense. Intuition often comes from your subconscious. It's your brain processing information behind the scenes, helping you make decisions or form insights without you fully realizing how. You just know or feel something is right without needing to think about it logically. Your subconscious gathers and connects all the experiences, patterns, and knowledge you've absorbed over time. And intuition is the result of that process. Now, you might be asking if my intuition is from my subconscious. Can I trust it when I am making serious decisions? This is where most people fail, since there are different types of intuition. Intuition, as both a source and way of knowing, is experienced through two faces: the face of the expert and the face of the mystic. Intuition's expert face is the instantaneous voice of past experiences being brought to bear upon a particular challenge in the present. It makes use of the almost unlimited amount of information stored in human memory. Because this process occurs beneath your threshold of awareness, it is not known to your conscious mind. Intuition's expert face is the expert within us. Intuition's mystic face is the voice of your spirit or soul and your connection to the collective unconscious. The mystic face of intuition brings you in contact with the collective unconscious, or humanity's morphogenic field. This yields information that transcends our own personal experiences and memories. It allows us to read the unspoken and know the unknowable, commonly referred to as our sixth sense. Intuition is valuable because it operates in the subconscious, leaving your conscious mind free for other tasks and activities. Intuition is thus a resource that does not require any energy per se to acquire and use. Now, the thing is, only a few people develop their intuition, while others do not, so they don't know when to use it and how. When your intuition speaks to you, and when you learn to tune into it, you will feel confidence and clarity when it speaks, Schuetz explains. When your scared ego is speaking, you will feel fear and uncertainty. Following your intuition means that you do not have to put conscious thought into making a decision. It simply comes naturally and with no judgment. The subconscious expresses itself even when the conscious mind is working, so we often miss it. In order for us to truly communicate with the subconscious, we must quiet the conscious mind and let the subconscious express itself. This can be done through practices like meditation, for example, but without understanding how the subconscious speaks, you will not be able to know if we can trust it. The subconscious mind doesn't think in words like the conscious mind. Instead, it processes emotions, memories, and instincts, which are often best represented through symbols and images rather than direct language. The subconscious uses symbolism and imagery to communicate because these are universal and flexible ways to convey complex emotions, ideas, and experiences. Unlike the conscious mind, which relies on language and logic, the subconscious communicates in a more abstract, emotional, and non-linear way. Your subconscious mind is where your true self resides. It's where your deep beliefs, fears, and desires that shape your perception of the world live. Therefore, can we trust it? Intuition relies on evolutionarily older, automatic, unconscious, and fast mental processing, primarily to save our brain's time or energy. It is also prone to making mistakes, such as cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are mental shortcuts or patterns of thinking that can lead to errors in judgment or decision-making. They help us process information quickly, but can cause us to see things inaccurately or make irrational choices. These biases are influenced by our past experiences, emotions, and the way our brain simplifies complex information. Some common cognitive biases include confirmation bias, favoring information that confirms what you already believe; anchoring bias, relying too heavily on the first piece of information you get, the anchor; availability bias, judging something as more likely based on how easily you can recall it; hindsight bias, believing after an event has happened that you knew it all along. Your intuition is usually there to guide you in the right direction, but figuring out how to know if your intuition is right can be difficult. Look for patterns, repeating thoughts, and repeating pulls in certain directions. Pay attention to when you feel pulled by something that seems out of the ordinary or surprising. Pay attention to those thoughts that seem to pop in out of nowhere. Remember, intuition does not come from the logical brain. Of course, if you feel these thoughts are not serving you in a positive way, they might be a result of anxiety or another mental health concern, and it's worth pausing to consider whether you should listen to them. All right, it's time to reveal the answer. Did you choose the right box? Let me know in the comments below if your intuition guided you correctly or if you had a different feeling. Remember, there's no right or wrong here. It's just a chance to see how your intuition guided you. It's personal to each one of us.